Yo, guys, welcome back to For the Record. It's the fourth edition of this school year. I'm your co-host, Jake Supchek.
I'm the other co-host, Ethan Busso.
Ethan, what do we got today?
Well, today we're going to recap college football over the weekend, some NFL, and we're going to look forward to the big games coming up this weekend.
All right, sounds good. But what caught your eye this weekend, college football-wise?
I think that there was a lot of upsets that, like Michigan State losing to Arizona State. I thought that the way that game ended was really tough.
They ended up jumping in the top 25.
Arizona State's what now?
Yeah,
25. 24.
I think they're 25 now.
25. For Herm Edwards, looking pretty good at Arizona State. But just the way that game ended was tough. Like, coach was mad about the Arizona State guy jumping over the center of the second field goal, and he missed it. But no call there, so they let it go. And Arizona State held on.
Man, Citadel versus Georgia Tech. Citadel winning that game. That's something that no one really expected.
It was interesting. I mean, the Citadel.
Yeah,
oof.
How?
Well, one thing that caught me about the Citadel was I saw that they threw for like 30 yards. They completed 1 out of 4 passes.
To be fair, Georgia Tech doesn't pass either.
They don't. They run that triple option, But
yeah. Well, actually, Georgia Tech has a new coach this year. That they changed their offense to more of an air raid offense.
Citadel had 1 touchdown with that 30-yard pass in the first quarter, and never completed another pass since.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And won the game 27-24. If you're Georgia Tech, you cannot be losing.
That game must have been awful to watch.
Citadel. Yeah, I didn't catch it, but when I saw it, I was like, wow.
Yeah, and then USC lost to BYU. Right when you think USC's back on the rise, they lose to BYU, unranked. Keaton Slovis played terribly compared to how he played last week against whoever they played last week.
I actually didn't thought that was going to be a good game, especially because BYU. I know Tennessee was 0-2, and they didn't really look good at all, but I thought especially BYU looked really good in that game against Tennessee. And I thought they could give USC a run for their money, and I think that they could play Washington tough this weekend, but we'll see.
Yeah. And then Maryland loses after their first 2 games. I don't know what's up with Maryland, absolutely destroying and wrecking the first 2 weeks, and they lose to Temple week 3.
Yeah, Maryland's hype lasted for almost a week and a half, maybe.
Yeah,
and then
that's something else. I don't think anyone expected to see that. People were talking about Maryland competing for the Big Ten, and then they lose to Temple. I don't know. I don't get that team, but Stanford loses by double digits to UCF. That's something I didn't see happening.
I think it was a really big win for UCF as a program. Saying that they're still here, they're still relevant, especially without Mackenzie Milton. So,
do you really think that they're?
No, but I think they're still a top 25 team. I like their ranking at 17. I just don't think that they can compete with a top 10 team without Mackenzie Milton at QB.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. But other than that, those couple of games, Florida had a close call with Kentucky.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to that game.
Lost their starting quarterback, Felipe Franks. He's done.
He's out for the season, right?
Yeah, he's out for the season.
That's interesting. I don't see Florida being a top 10 team for sure. I don't know. I think Kentucky could have very well won that game. I really hope they did, but
yeah, I don't really like Florida, so
I'm not a big Felipe Franks guy either. But that sucks that he's out for the season.
It does. I hate seeing that,
especially this early.
Yeah,
3 weeks in.
Yeah, I hated it when I saw Mackenzie Milton get hurt. I hated it when I saw Bryce Love got hurt last year. When you see these talented guys get hurt, it's that's what they love doing. It's their passion.
Especially because they're all competing for the same thing, and it's to play the next level. And when you completely lose a season for that,
the difference is Bryce Love is a genius.
Yeah,
he was going to
Stanford.
When he graduated and he wanted to do stem cell research was the thing he wanted to do.
It's good for him, though.
Yeah, but besides that, most top 25 teams handled their opponents pretty well. I think besides those few close calls, everyone else. Clemson played really well this weekend. Notre Dame blew out New Mexico 66-14. That's the most points Notre Dame has scored in at a home game since like 1932. That was interesting.
But it's going to be interesting here to see what they're going to be able to do against Georgia.
Yeah, next week.
This upcoming weekend. But
yeah.
I think we're in for a treat this weekend in college football because, we've got, obviously, the game of the week will be
Notre Dame, Georgia. I'm so excited for that game. I've been waiting for this rematch for 2 years after Georgia beat Notre Dame in 2017. It's going to be a great one to watch.
We've also got Michigan at Wisconsin.
Yeah, that'll be a really good game. I think those teams are really evenly matched.
Again, like we talked about before, this is going to be it has to be a crucial win for Harbaugh.
Yeah, it does.
They need to win this game.
Did you ever see what the stats were against his top 25 teams?
I did not. I saw top 10. He's 1-6 though.
You gotta do better than that.
He's got to be. This is going to be a big win for him.
Auburn A&M. That'll be a good game.
Yeah, A&M again continuing their hard schedule.
They competed with Clemson.
A little bit in the especially in the first half.
I think Clemson's just that team that will just wear you down until you're just
they're not gonna just slow down on you at all. But
then because I don't think Auburn's that good. I think that win against
Nix didn't impress me at all against Oregon, but I think he extended some plays well with his legs, but I think a lot of his throws and their last 2 drives were just very horrible throws, and even the game-winning touchdown pass.
Terrible throw.
I think he got bailed out because his guy was just standing there at the goal line.
Oh, yeah, and I think it was terrible coverage by Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
But, there's that game. You got UCF versus Pitt. That'll be a good game because I think Pitt, they love facing top 25 teams.
Especially because the way they played Penn State last week.
Yeah.
They've beaten Penn State before. I think they're that team that you got to watch out for.
Every year.
Mm-hmm.
They love doing those upsets. Oregon, Stanford. That'll be I don't know if it'll be a good game actually anymore. It was supposed to be a big game in the beginning of the season, but now Stanford's sitting there 1-2.
Yeah.
If Stanford can pull off the upset, that'll be pretty big for them because they need some momentum now.
Both teams need these wins bad because Oregon cannot afford to have 2 early losses, but Stanford can't go 1.
That's a big Pac-12 game.
Yeah. Both teams are just in crucial need of wins.
Colorado ASU will be a good game.
I think that'll prove a lot about Arizona State because, again, obviously Colorado is not a good team, but I think Arizona State needs a big win in the top 25 while they're ranked. So
even Oklahoma State, Texas, I think that'll be a good game too.
Yeah, Oklahoma State's beaten Texas 5 of the last 6 times.
Yeah. And that Oklahoma State's not ranked. It's at Texas this year.
Oof.
Yeah, UCLA, Washington State. No, never mind. UCLA is terrible. Kind of forgot.
What's their record right now?
0-3.
0-3. One of the only winless Power 5 teams.
I thought there was a lot of hype around him coming around from this season,
especially
like Chip Kelly.
Yeah, Chip Kelly.
He's a great coach, but he just 0-3. I don't know. SMU TCU will probably be a pretty good game. Both undefeated.
Yeah, I hope to see. We hope we get to see a good one.
Yeah, but besides that. Those are the most major games for this week. All right, so now on to the NFL. Ethan, what happened in the NFL this week?
Well, we saw a shutout victory from the Patriots, 43-0 over the Dolphins.
That's how bad they are this year.
Oh my goodness! They got annihilated last week too. They need to figure stuff out in Miami because that is horrible. You lose 59-10 and you lose 43-0. In back-to-back games.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing over there, but they gotta get it fixed fast.
I know. Drew Brees is out for 6 weeks with a thumb injury. That's gonna take a hit to a lot of fantasy teams.
Yeah, well, I really like Drew Brees. Mm-hmm. I think he's a good guy. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL history.
Yeah,
he's underrated. I think he's underrated when it comes to that kind of mind. No one even realizes he has the most passing yards. In NFL history.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do that and, not one of the best.
Yeah, Drew Brees is obviously has been extremely good for, a long time now. Drew Brees has been one of the best QBs in the league for, at least, as long as I can remember, honestly.
Yeah.
But
I remember when they were playing the Colts in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
That was that's when I really liked Drew Brees, that game. all those years ago.
Um,
Julio Jones with the game-winning touchdown.
that was a big play. I mean, he ran that thing like 30, 40 yards all the way to the house.
He was really silent that game in the first half, especially. I mean, I was tracking him with through fantasy, and he didn't have a single catch in the first quarter.
Some of these standings are really interesting. Like, Baltimore is the only team in the AFC North with a win, 2-0.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson's looking really good.
Lamar looks super good. I mean, I think he's trying to shake off that thing of everyone calling him like a running back playing QB.
Oh yeah,
he's really showing off his passing these last 2 weeks. He's on a tear. But and then you've got and then you got 3 2-0 teams in the NFC West. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and then Arizona is 0-1, and then 3 1-1 teams in the NFC South. Should be an interesting year for football.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But
it's gonna be. I mean, this year for college, NFL. I mean, it's all been exciting. Even Creighton prep football has been exciting this year, Ethan. The bird cages have been fantastic so far this year.
Yeah, I've been thinking like these. I mean, obviously Lincoln is tough to get people to go to.
And even I heard from people who went, 30 people showed up. Which is actually a good amount of people for a Lincoln game.
That is a big crowd.
And they were louder than the other student section. So nice job, everybody who goes to those games consistently and cheers loud. This week, Prep plays Miller North at Burke at 7:00 on Thursday night. Hopefully Prep will win. Miller North is 0-3 so far. Prep is 3-0. So.
No school on Friday, so let's fill that thing up.
No my
excuse not to go.
Exactly.
So.
All right, guys, that's gonna be it for today's show. Hope you guys all have a great week, and go Jays.